Okay.
So
Good
welcome
afternoon,
back to
everyone.
Talk with Tobi. You are tuned there. So welcome back to Talk with Tobi Podcast, and today is your host Toby Victor, which you all know. And today we'll be discussing a sensitive topic that is titled "Turning Passion into Influence." And we have our co-contributor in our midst here, and this lady is a passionate lady, an author, a visionary, and a purpose discover. She's a content writer and also a book author. So she has authored two books so far, and she's continuing to continue to author more book by God's grace. So today we'll be looking at a very vital topic today, turning passion into influence. And our leader here, our our contributor here will make justice to that. So there, let's hear from you.
Good
Let's
afternoon,
know more about
everyone.
you.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Solomon Okwemini. I am a fashion designer and also a content creator, a public speaker, a and a personal development coach. Of course, I'm not surprised. I'm not really surprised. Turning passion into influence. I believe you know what it is. We're talking about passion and when we're talking about influence. But for me, as a writer, a, a fashion designer, a public speaker, a personal growth, there's something I want you to all to know. And the thing is, without direction is just noise. Passion without direction is just influence. Influence. When I'm talking about influence, means a link. I believe we are all together. Influence needs a link. Come in just like that. When you're tired of doing everything at once, come in. Hello,
Yeah, we can hear you
me
now.
helping thrive with their calling, understand the kind of uh, helping them grow in all aspects of life, even if you fail in some aspect. Please, I think this is not easy. Please, come ahead.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Sorry, we barely heard some few words from you, ma'am. So I don't know if your network provision is glitching. So we
Okay,
continue
I
to. So, ma'am,
let me come again. I said
okay, tell us about yourself and what inspired your journey into fashion, writing, and poetry, ma'am. Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me? Okay. The question goes like this. Tell us about yourself, your inspired, what inspired your journey into writing, poetry, and fashion.
Okay, what inspired me into writing? I don't really have much about what really inspired me, but there's something I found interesting, and the thing is, just dropping something, writing something. I started writing messy. Like I don't really have anything that really inspired me like that. Looking at the world, at tender age, we all feel like dropping something, writing something, jotting. I found interest in jotting at tender age. Get through some journals, drop something, and then I somewhat with time I found interest in it. I decided to pursue it, going to an art department where I need to focus more on my writing skills, where I need to know more, where I need to learn more about it. And with time, I discovered that there is a hidden talent, which is what you're so passionate about, that is writing. It's not just writing for writing's sake, writing something meaningful. writing something that can impact life, writing something that can benefit others, not just for yourself. But when you're writing, you make sure you're writing something that is sensible enough for people to read and understand.
That was great. That was great. And the passion was there, and it inspired you, not just you writing, it inspired you to write down something that will inspire every one of us or every one of you around you. So, at what point, let's take from this perspective, at what point do you discover this passion for creativity and, let us say, at the aspect of, because this writing, this fashion, this spread is majorly, if you look at it, it's centered on the youth development. It's centered on the youth development aspect. So at what point did you have this passion, or did you discover this passion of creativity and youth development around you, ma?
Okay, that's a very good question. I was in JSS 1 when I started learning um, this fashion designing. That is, to be a fashion designer, that was JSS 1. I discovered this writing talent also the, in the same year, JSS 1. So I tried to give it a try, though I could not balance both together. I had to stop writing at some point due to we don't really have much people will ex who you can explore or who you can relate things with. You don't really have much people, but in the fashion aspect, I pushed in. It was not easy. JSS one, I found passion. I found interest writing, designing anything that comes my way. To the extent that if you have any piece of paper, I will design it. Just to cut out a design, be it clothes or anything. So I turned my passion into influence the day I stopped asking, how can I be known? And I asked myself, who can I help today with my writing? So JSS 3, I went to meet my English teacher, if I'm not mistaken. She put me through some things, and that was how the interest came back.
Wow, that was interesting. That was interesting. Like you realize it from your JSS one, and thank God, you had someone who at least taught you a little bit about it. So from this perspective, I'm going to take this question from this angle. We have yeah, author, and you're a writer, you are a fashion designer, and you're a poet. So which of this identity do you connect most? You're a mentor
The writing
too, you're a
aspect.
coach, okay, the
Yes.
writing aspect, you deeply connect to
Writing
the
aspect.
writing aspect. So in what way,
The
man? Let's
writing
let's hear
aspect.
from you.
The writing aspect. Because something you are passionate about, something you love, you can't do a day without writing. I can't do a day, like I can't do without dropping something on my journal. I have them even when I'm going out, even on my phone. There is no day I won't do it. Even the sewing aspect, I sew not every day, but I make sure I design at least in a week. So when you are so passionate about something, you won't want to relent, even if you are not perfect. You keep striving, you keep pushing to be the best version of yourself.
Wow, that is nice. Yeah, and there is no day, and there is not any passing day that, as a developed individual, you are someone who is passionate about growth and leadership in your aspect. There should be no day without you penning down something, and the writing aspect really, really changes our life. Now, let's take this from the perspective of the fashion area. You're a fashion designer, and you have done a lot of works, and apart from that, you have at least you have trained some people. Let's take it that way. Now, how does this fashion become a tool of expressing your value and messages? Like from the fashion you are, how does that fashion itself express your value and messages to young developers or the young people in the society? Can you hear me?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay,
I can't hear you.
let me take it back.
Okay,
Now, from the
let me take
fashion
it back.
aspect, we are
Now,
going to be
from
picking
the
it from the
fashion
fashion
aspect,
aspect.
we're going to be picking it from the fashion aspect. From the fashion aspect.
Yes. So we
Yes.
are going to be
Can
picking
you
it
hear me? So
from
we're
the,
going to be picking it from.
yeah, it's echoing.
Okay, from the fashion aspect. I am bliss culture. Let me put it that way. To be a fashion designer is
Okay.
not easy. It is not a day
So
work or a day job.
Fashion aspect.
It is not
Fashion
a
as
day
in
job or a day designer is not easy. The sleepless night. As a fashion
so
designer,
the
I don't
values
just
and messages.
I dress
The
just
values and messages.
can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Let me repeat the question with you again. So understand and our audience will want
I can hear you.
can you hear me? Hello. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you
Hello.
now. Yes,
Okay.
hello.
Okay. Now we have discussed a lot about the writing aspect, which you say that you are more connected to the writing than every other area of your development. Now let's take it from the perspective of the fashion. And we all know that fashion nowadays are really, really connected, a kind of they are a little Okay. We are very sorry for the break in transmission. I don't know what is the cause, but we'll try to figure out that when next time. Thank you very much, our audience, for always staying there for us. And right now, we are going to be continuing from where we stop. And remember, this is Talk with Tobi Podcast. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more. So, we discussed on the aspect of the writing, which you say they are more connected to writing than the fashion and the print, another aspect of your niche. So we are going to take it from the fashion and creativity aspect. And we all know that um young leaders in this present time are likely linked, most of them are linked into fashion and writing. Majorly. Writing, we're talking about content, all those kind of stuff. But majorly, the skills acquisition we are majorly seeing now are mostly fashion world. So you have been in fashion world for some time now, and we have seen how it has been. So how has your fashion become a tool of expressing your value and message to the people?
We have different, when we talk about fashion is of different type or different kind. But me personally, as a fashion designer, I don't just sew for sewing sake. I don't just sew because I want more customers. I sew, I dress confidence. I don't just sew. I dress confidence. So when you're putting on a clothes that is made up of me, which is bliss culture, when you stand and people can hear your voice, you feel seen. That's bliss for me. That's alone make me happy. The joy I feel watching someone become more of themselves as you putting on a clothes, and that clothes alone talk about who you are, the kind of person you are. Because there's an adage that says dress the way you want to be addressed. So if I'm helping you design your outfit, definitely it's worth something. It is passing the message across the world.
Okay, thank you very, very much. I think you definitely deserve a applause for that. So our next question goes like this, ma'am. What role does your creativity play in shaping the identity of young people today? Like we said, fashion world, like the fashion world itself, what you have been, what roles does it play? What creativity roles does it play in shaping and identifying young people today? What roles does creativity play in shaping the identity of young people today? The fashion aspect, ma.
In fashion aspects, um, personally or generally,
Generally, as a wide as a wide um as a wide section or
actually,
sector has been.
hmm, fashion, fashion. Let's just talk about the creativity aspect. Um, I said something that I help people understand the kind of person they are. Okay, I am a girl. I can decide to be okay. Let me put it this way: I am a girl now, but I might have hidden talent and not know how to make use of it. So this is what we do. I help people understand the kind of person themselves they are themselves, understand their calling, to thrive in their calling, to understand that there are some things you need to do and there are some things you don't need to do in the creativity aspect.
Okay, that is nice. Now, there are some things I think that I do understand you on that. Now, what challenges have you faced in as a fashion entrepreneur, a fashion designer, and how did you overcome them? I believe this question basically will help young people to really people who are trying to dive into the fashion world. Now, what challenges have you encountered or have you faced due to the course of your journey, and how did you overcome it?
I faced a lot. I really, really faced a lot. It was not easy. Should I talk about the sleepless nights? It's not even carelessness. How you mistakenly eat your head, maybe you're dozing or anything, and then lo and behold, you got injured, maybe a needle got broken into your hand, and lots more. And also, one of the challenges I faced then was that when I started learning this fashion of a thing, I was taught with free hand. That is, there's no use. You don't need ruler or anything. I was taught with free hand. But how do I overcome it? I reach out to people who know more than I do. That's why I just say, if you don't know something, say it out. Let people be of help. You don't say because you don't. You should just bring down your shoulder pad, no matter how tall or how old you are. Be ready to bring yourself down. So I reach out to some people who know more than I do. This is that challenge I'm facing in this aspect. Can you just put me through? Yes, and they did. Some of them are ready to help. It depends on the manner in which you use in approaching them. You can't just tell somebody, hey, come and teach me this. No, you bring yourself down. Bring yourself down. Please, I need to learn this. You are the one that wants to learn something. You are the one that need this knowledge. So you have to bring your ego down. If you're older than the person, threefold, don't bring yourself down. Be ready to learn. Be ready. Give room for correction. Yeah, that is one of the things I also I should talk about. Give room for correction. We don't know it all. So you don't say because this person looked down on you the first time, then you decided to quit. Or no, I am not giving up. I do say it countless times. Even if I don't know it, let me start rough. And how do I overcome most of these things? I make use of my clothes for practical. I make use of my own years. I make use of them as practical. If a customer is making a clothes and I know that I'm not really good at it or I've not done it before, I'll make use of my own dress first, my own clothes. I'll make sure I cut it. And then whatever the mistake is, I will know I'm not going to make the same mistake with the customer's dress.
Okay. We have the challenges she faced. She faced a lot of challenges in terms of she learned how to. I think the one you said, starting with a needle and thread manually. One, I
Yes.
think it should be manually. Yes, right? It should be manually, and you pass through the thread, you pass through the thread to the needle and all those things. And how you overcame it.
How do I what?
How you overcame it was giving a room for correction and also reaching out to people who
Yes,
are
giving room for
ahead of you
corrections.
and reaching out to people who are ahead of you. So the next one is from the aspect of the writing and poetries. The writing and the poetries. What inspired you to start writing poetries and let us say a book in general? Like, what inspired you to start writing? Let us use it that way. What inspired you to start writing? And what inspired you to
Okay,
start writing?
inspired me to write, especially the poem aspect. There are some days I'll feel down, but because I don't want people around me to know what I'm going through, because Nigerians will only ask you, how are you? And if you tell them, it is either they make jest of you, but it is certain they are not ready to offer you help. So this is what I do. I write, I make use of poem. I express myself using poem. So if you're not intelligent enough, you can't understand. That is poem for you. So in the writing aspect, I feel there is more of me outside. I am not the only one going through some challenges. I have a lot of people outside. So me standing up is just like being the voice to the voiceless. There are some people who are scared of even voicing out, who are scared of saying it out. So my first book, You Are Enough, I wrote it based on what I was going through at the moment. Um, Having this doubt of you can't do it. Who are you? Who knows you? If you should say anything, nobody will still understand. Nobody will know you. So I think I am not just the only person in this issue. We have a lot. I have a lot of people, a lot of thousands out there. So I took out my pen. I started jotting some things about it. Being yourself. So it is a book on self-discovery. You don't need the validation of anybody to be you. You just have to be you. Be the real you. You don't have to. You don't need anybody to tell you that you are not good enough. This is what you should do. This is how you should go. No, even if you are not doing it the way you want it, if you are not where you ought to be or where you intend to be, it is a gradual process. You don't rush into it. It is a step-by-step process. So the second book, which will be launched soon, Fragments of Me, it is also a book on self-discovery. Many of us, our childhood days weren't as smooth as it should be. Not all of us were born with silver spoon. Many of us were born with the other way. You understand? So the only thing that inspired me to keep writing is, okay, you are a voice to the voiceless. You are the voice to the voiceless. So I'm standing as a representative to those who are less privileged, who don't have the capacity or who are scared of voicing out, of saying it out. So me, it's just like me being a beacon of hope to them.
Okay, thank you very much. Don't rush into it. Take it step by step, and this is how it has been so far. So, what influence has it changed or has it drive to the society so far since you started writing and since you have started influencing people? What change has it drive to the society so far, ma'am?
Okay, it has, I must say, with the help of God, it has not been easy like that. But most times, I'll feel like giving up. You just come to social media, you write some things. Some people will not even encourage you by maybe engaging. Some will just, there are days I'll just post back to back at the end. No reaction, nothing, no engagement. I'll be like, okay, just forget about this writing. Even of recent, I was like, I just need to focus on something else. Okay, you just have to quit this writing. But um, there was a day, let me share this. There was a day I decided not to write that day. Not that I don't have what to write. I have what to write, but I was like, if I should write it now, nobody will still engage. So a lady reached out to me that she has been expecting my post. I was like, ah, said she said something that really resonates with me, and she was like, my post is just like an source of inspiration to her. Whenever she reads the post or whenever she reads the message, it gives her hope. And another reached out to me that there was a particular day she was tired of life. Yes, she was tired of life and she felt everything is not working out for her. And she said it herself that she just like committing suicide. But a book which I posted that day, which is You Are Enough, said somebody posted it and she was like, when she saw it again on my status on my Facebook page, she was like, what was this book all about? So she said she only read the description, like the short write up, and then she reached out to me on how to get the book. And the lady reacted to the message. She reached out to me that these are the things she's going through. A lot, a lot, a lot. But I must say it has blessed so many people. Maybe not just being a writer, but writing with something you're so passionate about. So you're influencing the world, even if you know, like if people are not watching, if you think people are not watching, my dear, people are really watching. No, don't give up. You don't know that maybe when you're ready to give up, that is when people will reach out to you that this your message has helped them, this and that, and you yourself you want to give up, thinking people are not engaging.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. And I believe I have gotten something through this piece you just wrote or you just said now. So, is there any particular piece like you have written? At least you have written about two, which has and one has been published, and the other one is going to be published soonest, probably before July. Now, is there any piece or any particular piece you have written that you have written down that holds special meaning to you, ma? Let's hear from you.
Yes. Impossibility can only be found in a fool's dictionary. Impossibility can only be found in a fool's dictionary. If you are saying, I can't do this, I can't do this, you won't do it. It is because you already think you can't do it. So you thinking you can't do it, you will just be there. People will be making it, people will be making it. You see people, you even be comparing yourself to others. But because you already look down on yourself, you underrated yourself that can this thing, like, can I make it? Can I even make it in life? No matter the challenges, no matter what you're going through, do not look down on yourself. Do not underrate yourself. Can I do it? No. Instead of you saying, can I do it? I will do better. I can do better. Not can I do it, but I can do better.
Thank you very much. You can do better, not you can do it. Impossibilities only exist in dictionary, and you can do it, and you will do it, and you continue to do it. Now, you have been a young developer for some years now. I believe the books you have been writing, the fashion world you spoke of, has been an inspiration to the young people so far, and it has been in a circle of the young people. Now, let's ask this question: what do you believe is the greatest challenge facing young people today? Like, you have gone through the aspect of writing as an author, you have gone through the aspect of the fashion world and other niche. So, what what do you believe is the greatest challenge facing young people today?
Fear. I must say fear. Yes. Fear. Fear is one of the greatest
Okay.
challenges, and fear.
Okay. Thank you so much. And uh, like I said earlier, you have pointed out that it is fear. Now, what drives you? Like we said earlier, there is something that drives you to venture into book writing. There is something that drives you that makes you to venture into fashion world. Now, why are you passionate about the young growth or the youth growth and development? Because these are something that has a branches or has an inch to the youth life. So why are you passionate about youth development and youth growth?
Why am I so passionate about the growth? Like,
Yes, ma'am.
I, let me say, why am I so passionate about it? Why am I so passionate? Okay, I am so passionate about helping people grow, understand their calling. At this age, at this age of mine, there are some people who are not up to me. There are some people who are older than me, but they are unable to say things just because I said earlier that the greatest challenge most of them face is fear. Some of them are scared of um, if I say it, what if they crucify me? What if I face judgment? What if they penalize me? So, and I also said something. I said, I don't just write. I write to wake young people up, to remind them who they are. That alone gives me joy. When I see young people of different age and they're making it, I feel so fulfilled. Let me put it that way. I feel so fulfilled. Like, at least she's not where she wants to be, but she's not where she was. Like, she's not there. if you should look at my life last year to this year, the way I'm living my life now is quite better than the way I lived it last year. So I am always happy when I see people, young people. That is why they said catch them young. We catch them young. When you see that a child is going astray, there's a way you call the child, and then these are the things you need to do. This and this. There are some children that I discovered their talents in writing, and this is what I do. I don't crucify their writing. I don't judge them. I'll just correct some English. Some of them will use pidgin, some of them will. So what? This is what I do. I just tell them. I will tell them write anyhow. Just write. If you start, I start messy. Like I started writing in a rough patch. It was not smooth. So start messy, start rough. Just make sure you don't give up. Just make sure you don't give up.
Okay.
And also you are consistent in what you are doing. Be consistent. With time, you will learn. Nobody put me through so many things, and with time, I paid online just to learn some things about writing. Some of us don't have the capability or the capacity to learn something online. So you will just learn from other people. That I said it earlier also in the fashion aspect that give room for correction. So I will start with some English and I'll be like, this English is not correct. It's not supposed to be here first.
So
Sorry.
that is
This one should come first. This is now I should do it. This one will now come later. That's all.
so okay. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. And so we have learned about the passion that drives you to working with the youth and developing the young people in this time. And I'll take it from this perspective again. What skills? There are people who actually, basically, they are not opportune to go through the educations, to go through the education, and they're not opportune to kind of get the former education that everyone now is going. There are people, there are a set of people who know. Now, based on who you are, can you just enlighten us on what skills do young people need to drive in today's world with beyond qualification or beyond academic qualification?
That is why we have social media these days. Social media. That is why we have it these days. I'm not a fan of AI. I said it. I told somebody this past week. I'm not a fan of AI. I started making use of AI. I think this is June. This month, I'm not a fan of it because when I go through social media, sometimes I see some English that is even beyond my own knowledge. That is beyond what I know. So just have to write it down. If either I ask my brother, I go make use of the dictionary.
That
Do
is
you get my
nice.
point?
That is good. Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So we are all advised to use the internet, and
It's not
there are a lot of courses. There are a lot of courses on the internet that can drive us to a particular skills that we desire to achieve. So you have been
but not
in the youth. Okay.
not ev- not everyone are opportune to be on the internet. Do you know that?
That is why I'm saying, because there are people who are kind of they are not just like you. You're not a fan of internet AI, and there are people who are, like I said earlier, they are not open. They are not open to new learning or new development that is happening now. Now, um, let me take it this way. What should we do to those people? There are people who are like kind of they are the internet. They're not even accessible to the phone. Talk of to even enter the internet. So what should we do on that aspect?
On that aspect of I don't have a phone. How can I learn? I don't have a phone. How can I then? Okay, I said it. I said something similar to this. I said, if you don't know something, ask people. I am. Let me just say I am. Let me say I am educated now, or I am not even educated, and I have somebody who is educated even more than I do. It is a thing I can reach out to the person. Please look at this thing. I am like I love this thing, but how can I do about it? And also, to many of us, we have this pride of if I don't know, I know it already. If you come to me, if I don't feel like saying it, I will not say it. Do you understand? No, it shouldn't be like that. You know more than somebody, then you should be free. You should be happy to teach that person. And many of us, um, I did something one time. Paid, sorry, I paid for a physical class. I paid for a class about writing, how to discover your hidden talents, right? It is about writing. So I paid for the class. I will go in the afternoon after class. I'll go to the this thing, to the session or to the lesson after class. So many of us are not opportunity to make use of our phones. We are not opportunity to buy phone. So what will you do? Reach out to people who know more than you do. Go for lessons, and I think with that you will learn one or two.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you
So,
very much.
based on your own,
Based on
based,
your own,
let's take it this way.
let's
Let's
take
take
it
it
this
this
way.
way.
Let's take it this way.
I'm a young guy.
I'm a young
I'm a young
guy.
guy,
I'm
and
a young guy, and
I'm not
I'm not.
exposed to purpose discovering. I'm not exposed to discovering my full talent, just like you have said earlier. And the way you discover yours was through when you went to the class, writing class, and you get discover some few talent of yours. Now, how can a young people discover their purpose and maximize their potentials? I have a talent. Okay, I don't have a purpose, and I'm trying to identify my purpose, discover purpose, and I have discovered it. So how can I also maximize my potentials through the purpose I'm trying to discover?
Okay, are you trying to say how do you turn your passion into influence?
Okay, let me use this way. Let me put it this way. Um, I don't know anything about who I am. I'm not exposed to who I am. Now I'm trying to figure it out. How do I figure it out? How do I figure what I am good at? What purposeful life I'm good at? And how do I maximize that potential in that purposeful life I have discovered? I don't know if you get me.
Okay, yes, I try. Okay, how do you are not exposed to a lot of things. You're not into writing, but
Yeah,
how can
yeah.
you?
How can I discover that I am a good author or a good writer? And if I have discovered that, first of all, how can I discover that? And how can I maximize that potential in me? How can I elaborate it in me?
Okay, there's something you should be passionate about, like what you know you love doing most. Many of us, so many young people these days love drawing. So when you see that you're good at drawing, when you're something you're so passionate about and so good at, this is what you do. Show up where your people are. Who are your people? I am a poet. Okay, let me say I am a poet, and I am somebody who is also a writer. The person is also into a poet, is into poem also. How do I go about it? I don't just say because she knows more than I do or because she's a poet, then I relate myself to her. No. This is what you do. Bring your work where people are. Bring your work. You know what I'm saying? Bring your work where people are. Show up consistently. There's so what I so much have interest in, what I am so passionate about. What do I do about it? Show up. Show up. No matter how rough it is, let them laugh if they want to laugh you. Let them mock if they want to mock. Let them do anything, but just keep showing up. You have a purpose. You don't just start. The successful people we celebrate these days are not people who don't have area of weaknesses. They won't have area of weaknesses. What differentiates a failure and a winner is because they never give up in the journey of life. So you show up where your people are. Show up where you can do it outside. You can draw outside. There's nobody that will say he or she did not pass and see what you're doing. And the person will be able to put you through. These are the things you need to do. This is how you should go about it. So passion is what you love. Influence is what happens when people love it.
Okay. So what habit has contributed to your personal growth so far, ma?
What
What habit has contributed to your personal growth so far?
what habits has contributed
Yes.
to
To your personal growth, yes. Yes, ma'am.
my personal growth? That's the habit of showing up and
Ma'am?
reaching out.
Showing up. That
Showing
is
up
visibility.
that yes,
That is visibility.
make
Okay.
yes.
Wow, that is so how important is I know you made mention of I think you made mention of classes. You attended some classes to discover some certain things. So I believe that class is part of a mentorship to you, and it was because you are seeking for growth, seeking for more development in your need. That was the reason why you attended this class. So how important is mentorship in the life of a young person?
Mentorship is
How is
important. It is important, and some mentors take it for granted. I am a victim of it. I'm talking from my own personal experience. I reached out to, I think on Facebook, I saw the group, the writing group. I paid, I joined, and after a while, after some classes, we have varieties on the group. So I think when I was processing, when I was about writing my first book, I reached out to this person, and I was like, I have a manuscript. And what do we call manuscript? Like something I already written, that is written down already. That is my book. But how do I go about publishing, correcting mistakes, and so many things like that? And this man said, "What?" He shouted at me, and I was like, "So you look at the book." And when he said, "Send it to me," I sent it to him. It was not, and he said, "What is this?" Him saying, "What is this?" discourages me. And then I did not reach out to him again. So he said something which I will not say here. So that's why I said mentorship is important. The manner in which you use in approaching some people, it is either it makes them or it mad them. There are some people that their mouth or their words, they don't know how powerful it is. Some words hurts, while some we just overlook it. So some mentors we just say some things and you feel discouraged, like and maybe they said I'm a failure, I'm in Bible. What is this? What did you even write? Like, give me the vibe of yeah, nobody, just take this trash away from me. But I reached out to somebody else, and the person I was able to compare, I was able to do the comparison between both of them, and I must say, mentorship in some aspects is good. It depends on the kind of person you call your mentor. It depends on who you call your mentor. If you can't picture out your future, how do you feature in it?
Thank
So,
you very
mentorship,
much.
yeah, that's it.
Mentor. Okay, it all depends on who you are calling a mentor and how the mentor is mentoring you. So we're going to be quick. And what advice will you give a young person struggling with self-doubt?
What?
There are people who are struggling with self-doubt, like they are doubting themselves. Like you have said that earlier, they are doubting themselves, and they are like, am I sure this is my purpose? Am I sure this is where I'm driving my purpose from? Am I sure this is where I want to build up myself? Now, what advice will you give that kind of person who is not sure of himself, doubting, self-doubt, having a self-doubt of himself?
Having doubt and you're doubting yourself that can I do it? Can I? My dear, you can. Yes. The first thing you do is define your why. Why can't you do it? Tell me, just give me the reason why you can't do it. So the first thing is define your why. Why? I mean WHY. Why do you say you cannot do it? Why am I feeling stuck here? So why does your passion matters to someone else? For me, mine is because I know what it feels like to be gifted but stuck. So my passion became a mission, helping people understand themselves and they live in it. So you looking at yourself that, can I do this? You can. Forget about fear. Start rough. Start messy. But show up. Let that visibility be there. Be consistent in what you are doing. Be consistent. Mentorship is also important. Be consistent. Don't look down on yourself. Don't underrate yourself. There's something they will say, maybe because they've not been doing it in our lineage. My dear, it can start from you. You can break it. You cannot do this. If they have been saying so person cannot do it, your family cannot do this. You should be able to stand out. Truly, they said, I can't, but I can. When you have the mindset of I can do it, you surely achieve it.
Wow, I can and I must and I will do it. This is a very important talk, very important section that every one of us need to look into. Self-doubt is not a denial of achieving your purpose in any way. The only self-doubt you have is you not having the determination, not having the mind to say I can do it, and you must definitely do it. So let's take from this other perspective. Do you think social media is helping, or do you think social media is helping or haunting the development of young people?
Do I think social media is helping?
Helping or haunting the development of young people?
It is helping and it is haunting. It is both.
Okay, thank you very much. So how can a young person or a young individual balance visibility? Because I know you make sentence of that if you actually want to grow deeper, if you actually want to grow deeper, you want to discover who you are. I believe I asked that question.
I can't hear you.
I am trying to can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
I believe I asked the question that if I want to identify who I am and I want to maximize my potential, you have discussed on how I get my purpose, discovering my purpose, and also maximize it by what? By being visible to people. Now, I'm visible, but how do I balance it with value in this digital world? As a young purposeful person who is just coming up, I have discovered my purpose and I'm coming up, and you said you have to be visible. So how do I balance up my visibility with the value of my purpose together?
That is just like you turning your passion into influence.
Okay,
Okay.
turning your passion into influence.
In the sense that I want you to know that influence is built in public, not behind the scenes. Influence is built in public, not behind the scene. I stopped waiting to be ready. I started writing badly, speaking to small rooms. Many of us, when we are speaking to small rooms or when we are talking alone in the house, we be like, am I going nuts? Who are around you will be like, what's wrong with this one? Is it going nuts? But showing my designs, even when they weren't perfect. So influence is just consistency plus courage. I am consistent in what I'm doing. At least I have the boldness. So every post, every talk, every piece you put out there is a seed. So most seeds won't just sprout like that, but you only need few to grow to become a forest. So share your process, not just your win, not just the result. Show the behind the scene. Let people know that behind the scene was not easy. So people should be influenced by your journey, not just the results.
Thank you very much. Influence is by being consistent and adding it with courage that gives you a positive influence. That is how you can balance your visibility and value in a digital world. So what based on what so far we have discussed, and you have taught us a lot of, you have described a lot of sections to us, a lot of things to us, and at this point let me just pinch you a little. What kind of legacy do you hope to leave through your work? You have written, you are a fashion designer, and you are passionate about the young development. So, with these three niche I have mentioned so far, what kind of legacy do you hope to leave through your works?
The legacy you leave isn't just a world, it is a style. What legacy I do I what? Sorry.
What legacy do you hope to leave through your work?
What legacy do I hope to leave through my work?
Hope to live, yes, to live through your work.
The general wise, let me say, um, I look up to some people look up to me, but I should be able to bless life through my work. When my name is being mentioned, it is not just being about you being proud, no. But when people hear your name or when people say your name, there should be some people that will say, ah, that person, she has blessed my life in a positive aspect. In some areas, I even almost give up. These are the things. So leaving a legacy of uh, I can do it. Leaving a legacy of with her help, I was able to achieve some things. So,
Thank you very much. So, if you could have a conversation with at least every young person in Africa through your work, if you can have a conversation with them, with the young people in Africa for 5 minutes, what would you tell them?
I have a lot to tell you. Firstly, I said before that passion without direction is just a noise. Influence needs lane. So influence didn't just come when I try to do everything at once. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
So
can
it
hear you.
came when came around, or the influence came when I get clear on one problem I was solving. At least I was able to solve one problem. I should be bold to say, so I've solved this. Let me just push on to the other one. So you get. So and
Yeah,
also another thing is when your passion solves a real problem for people, influence becomes a byproduct. That is, you don't chase it. You don't chase it. It follows impact. So passion is what you love. That is what influence is what happens when people love what I do. Passion is what I love, and influence is people loving me for what I do, for who I am. Do you get my point?
yeah, yeah.
So, so because it changes me, people don't just follow my footsteps. So I have to aim it, solve one problem or the other, aim it at someone's problem. I should be able to aim it every day, and I should let influence be the echo. So no giving up. Start messy, start rough. Wherever you find yourself, just start. Don't give room for distraction. Don't give room
Yeah.
for discouragement. People that are
That is,
destined to uh, distract you, when they see that you're already doing this, they'll be like, what are you doing? Some people, let me say, most times, some family don't understand your passion. They don't understand your dream. They don't understand what you love doing, which is your passion. So how do you go about it? There are some family they'll be like, you are just writing it. You have not seen your stage. What are you even doing? So you just have to show up, be it rough, messy, or anyhow. Just start. Be consistent with what you are doing. Be passionate about it, and leave everything for some time, or in the next few minutes or few hours, you'll be able to say, wow, so is
okay. That is, so what
Okay.
does success mean to you? Like you have
So
you
what
have
does
gone
success mean to
through
you? Like you have
you have
you
gone
have
through a
gone
lot of
through you have gone
dark
through a lot
times,
of
you have gone through a lot of
dark
difficult
times.
moments, you have gone through a lot of heavy load all by yourself. And at this point of your life now, I believe I would say this is a success of what you have gone through so far, and you are joining along. Can you get me? Can you hear me?
no, I can't hear you. Yes, I can hear
Okay,
you now.
I was saying, you have gone through a lot through the process, and you have told us about the process, how you started, and how difficult it was, how you discover yourself, and how you are able to write at least one or two books, and how you journey into fashion, how you journey into youth development. Now, what does success mean to you currently now?
Success is a
What does
step
that
by step
success, those
process.
success means to you today?
Today, the word success, to me, it means success is a step by step process. The road to success is not straight. We have different curves, different loopholes, different disappointments, so many failures. But don't just give up. So success is a step by step process. It is a gradual process. You surely make it if you are consistent, if you are passionate, if you are determined. Yeah, I did not say it earlier, but I'll say it now. Be determined. You just have to be determined. Set time. Set goals. This is what I want to achieve in the next few minutes, few hours, in the next 1 to 2 years. This is what I want to achieve. So be determined. Work towards it, and you surely make it. So success is not easy. It is not smooth. The people we call successful people now, those people we celebrate now, they were once time a failure. But what differentiates them is that they never give up. They never relent on their weakness. So since they did not give up, who am I to give up in the road, like on the road to success? So you don't have to give up in the road to success. Just be able to endure pain. Yeah, you will have to endure pain, undergo some process. You will see yourself as a failure. I once see myself as a failure. Yes, I once see myself as a failure, but I thank God for the gift of men. So you surround yourself with people who can add positively to your life. Make friends with people who will make you, not people who will mar you. Move with people that yes, you can rely on. That in the next few minutes, or let me say, ah, you should be able to say, this person helped me achieve something like this. So yeah, this person helped me. That is friendship. You don't just move with people that yes, you sleep this in the same direction, you wake up in the same direction. They can sleep here while you sleep here. So you just have to look for people who you know that yes, they know more than you do, even if they are up to your level or the same level, they should be able to add value to your life.
Okay, thank you very much. I believe we have go a long way today, and where we discuss a lot of things. We said passion without direction is like a noise, or passion without direction is not an influence. And we discuss on giving rooms to correction if you are growing as a young individual trying to navigate life of development and purpose. And also, in the fashion world, we talked about reaching out to people above you in the terms of you are trying
in the
to
terms of
grow in
you are
that space.
trying to
And
grow
secondly,
in
you
that
don't have
space.
to rush it.
And secondly, you
You have to
don't have
take
to
every story, every bit of it, little by little. And we also talked about impossibility can only be found in dictionary. So every impossibility that you are facing today, please cut it out, because you can do it. And our speaker said this evening that you can do it. It's not that it is a magic. It's not a framed thing that you cannot get hold on. You can do
that
it,
you
and you
cannot
just
get
stand
hold
out
on.
on your
You can do
mindset.
it.
Your mindset is ready. You are ready to journey along with. Yes, you can do it, and you have to achieve it. So she said that catching them young helped her to venture into the young development niche. So she has been in that niche for a very long time, and she has been teaching, directing, mentoring young people on the way and path to development. Now we are coming to the end of our podcast for today, but we're going to ask you just one question. We're going to ask just one question, ma'am. What is your final message would you like to leave with our audience, ma'am?
What final message?
Yes, ma'am. Would you like to leave for us, ma'am?
Um, okay, let me put it this way. What you're passionate about, do not, um, okay, let me put it this way. Do not underrate yourself. Do not think because you are not making it doesn't mean you will never make it. You surely make it. It takes consistency, determination, and discipline. Be disciplined, be determined, and also you should be ready to face what life is all about. Many of us don't know what life is all about just because we were born with silver spoon. We were born with silver spoon, so you don't know what life looks like. But with me, I can say life is not smooth. Life is not smooth. So every opportunity given to you, hold it like this. Every opportunity given to you, hold it like this. Reach out to people who know more than you do. Feel free to reach out to them. Feel free to talk to people. Feel free to make friends, and also read books. Read books to people. Read books that bless life. I can recommend a lot of books, and also I think for this live podcast, I'll be giving out my book to 5 people who are serious, who are passionate about reading, or who have interest in it, or those um, who are going through this self doubt or feeling of inadequacy. I can't do it. Feel free, and also you can follow me on my social media. If you can't reach out to me, you can reach out to me on my social media, Solomon Okoyemi Rose Mary. Thank you so much. I really
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
very, very much. We are so happy having you in our midst today, and it has been a wonderful time talking with you. It has been a blessing hearing from the experience. And today we will be rounding up with turning passion into influence with our dear speaker Solomon Okweyemi Bliss, who is the founder of BlissfulMuse. And it has been a wonderful time with her. And she has taught us how to navigate our life, how to navigate or turning our passion into influence, and how to sustain that influence. It's not all about having a passion, but how to sustain that influence to get into a positivity of who you ought to be, or who you want to be. So this will be the end of the podcast for today, end of the session for today of turning passion into influence. And I still remain your host, Talk with Tobi, and I'm just Tobi Victor by name, and I will be leaving you guys on. Please don't fail to like, don't fail to comment, don't fail to share, don't fail to subscribe. I'm coming back to you next with another episode. Thank you very much. Bye.